Hey there everybody, this is Admiral Newkirk bringing you a game cast at the behest of our boy Maxime here as the Turquoise Zerg Xamtac. It is going to be Redstone Gulch, a 2v2 actually, a Zerg versus a Zerg Protoss team. And just to show that I will cast anything and everything you guys tell me to, I am casting his game, and here he's apparently saying cast 2 versus 2. So yes, I did do it, Maxime, and it should be up later tonight. Of course, it's up now for whenever you're watching this, and casting a 2v2, I've never done this before, so we're going to see what happens. It seems that everybody is opening fairly standard, which is sad for 2 versus 2. I think 2v2 should be things like make things on their creep, or go and build a proxy expansion or planetary fortress at the bottom of their ramp. That's the sort of thing that 2v2 should be done, not pylon into pylon. And we just see now Barack Obama scouting for cheese. I will scout for cheese wherever I find it in this fine state of StarCraft 2. I'm actually a Barack Obama supporter, so there you go. We see Xamtac getting his pool at 10, doing the well-known Day 9-10 pool, and we also see Made in China droning heavily. Xamtac's pool will spawn, and he'll be able to get out 6 Zerglings right off the bat, and no Zerg's pool is all that far behind. We now see Xamtac heading into the Protoss' base, because Protoss was sort of an idiot and didn't really wall off. Meanwhile, Made in China is just now getting his pool, Xamtac also getting his queen. Our friend over here, Berserker, has yet to get anything, but is getting an Overlord. And you really want a Spinecrawler or something on this map going Zerg. Neither team has really scouted. Barack Obama is making a gateway, no core. Interesting. It looks like he's going to be trying to do some heavy Zealot pressure. This is not a Zergling-proof wall-off, even with a Zealot, and that Zealot will not finish by the time these Zerglings get here with a drone. Oh, please build a Spinecrawler on their creep. Please build a Spinecrawler on their creep. Yes. Good. Good. No. Why do you have a drone there? Unless you're going to build a proxy hatch, at which point I like you. The Zealot is just barely going to finish and be killed immediately by the Zerglings. Let's see how many kills this sucker gets. A kill. That was what we call a not cost-efficient Zealot. Now, luckily, Barack Obama is double pyloning, so you won't be able to unpower both his gateways. Meanwhile, what's his partner doing? His partner's making 2 Spinecrawlers to not help at all. Oh, that Zealot's so close. 1 second from finishing. A Cybernetics core going down over here to really help things along. Poor Barack Obama, he can't build his pylon. And the Cybernetics core will really help things. He tries to put down a pylon. Maybe a forge in this situation would be good. He's putting down 3 pylons because he's super supply blocked. In the meantime, we see Xamtac not really doing anything. He hasn't made any drones, it appears. He's now making 4 more drones, and Made in China is going for the ever-so classic roaches. Meanwhile, Berserker is getting 2 queens and 6 Zerglings. A fairly safe build. We see some more Zealots trying to spawn and aid. And finally, the probes deciding their true calling in life is to kill Zerglings and drones. Now, actually, had he just pulled his probes earlier, he probably could have killed it with just a Zealot and the probes. But he's sort of an idiot and didn't do anything. So, we have more Zealots coming out for Barack Obama, and Xamtac is now producing only drones, this is the fun part of being in low-level 2v2 and being a good 1v1 player, is you can always trust that your macro is going to be better than their macro, and you can therefore just do whatever the hell you want. For example, I go almost entirely nuke-based play in my team games, because I think nukes are a great way to play. They're extremely rewarding, and you don't see many of them. Now, these crap ton of roaches are going to be terrible to Barack Obama's Zealots. Apparently, roaches are not Osama bin Laden, because otherwise they would be more easily killed by Barack Obama. See what I did there? We see Made in China just trying to micro slightly. And really, he needs a stalker or something, just anything to try to, because these roaches are going to be able to micro indefinitely. However, a full surround by the zealots and the zerglings could actually do some damage. Oh my god, they're slicing away. Meanwhile, Xamtac is making almost entirely drones and some speed zerglings as well. Now, these roaches can easily just kill those zealots in a fight. You don't even have to micro anymore, you can just win. And these gateways are not going to get used. We have a third gateway coming down. But he is getting Warp Gate. Good for him. And his teammate is finally deciding that he must help his friend from dying. However, it appears that he is the second person in the game to get an expansion, and is getting +1 missile attack despite the fact that he has nothing that shoots, except for these mass queens, which I didn't notice, but is awesome. So as soon as this creep gets to Barack Obama's base, as soon as we creep Barack Obama's base, then we can protect him with our mass queens. Zergling versus Zergling is shown to be relatively boring. Meanwhile, Xamtac is making more drones and a few more Zerglings. If we look at the units tab, Xamtac has 31 drones. Meanwhile, his partner only has 18, but is at the same time pushing. This forge is so sad. Although they actually, if they were given more money from his ally, he could put down a cannon and be perfectly safe forever. But instead, he's choosing just not to. These are more than enough queens to handle it if there were creep and if they could micro, but it's at the same time, I doubt that they can. However, with good transfuse micro, oh, there was a full energy queen that just died because she chose not to be transfused. However, with a good amount of transfuse micro, these 4 queens can hold. His queens with mass queens with transfuse is really super fucking strong. Because transfuse only costs 50, and so therefore a full queen can transfuse 4 times. However, the queens are also kind of crappy versus roaches because they do 2 small damage attacks instead of 1 high damage attack, and so therefore the high armor of the roaches is very strong. Now, surprisingly, in a 2v2 format, Berserker and Barack Obama are not in that bad of a situation. I mean, assuming Berserker could get out all stalkers, then he may be able to be safe. And if Barack Obama, gets out all stalkers and Berserker just continues to get queens, he may be able to win. Now, he could also snipe Made in China's overlords. This is kind of a stupid game, and now I realize why they made me cast it. We see Xamtac putting up a lot of spine crawlers and making a Spire. A good choice, actually. Mutas are an excellent unit in 2v2s because they're annoying as shit, and more importantly, they are very good harassers, and you can go Muta and something, and it's very fun. We see Queens sniping Overlords, very bad oversight by Made in China, who's going double Evo Mass Roach. Not a bad play either in 2v2. Roach Muta is probably the best Zerg combo just because it covers every base you can think of. And we see our good friend Berserker actually getting up quite a bit of, I'd say, a defensible force. Meanwhile, Xamtac continuing to get out those Mutalisks and should be able to spawn 7 as soon as they hatch, which is a very, very smart play by him. However, now he's out of money, which is a shame when mutas are about to hatch, and it's not the gas that's going to limit you, it is the minerals. So, or the larva for that matter. If we look at his hotkey setup, he just has his hatches. I don't actually like this. I like to have other important structures, like say your Spire or your Queen's hotkeyed as well. Made in China has his Queen's hotkeyed, his hatches hotkeyed, and his hatches hotkeyed. His hatch are Roach and both hatches are Roach and an Extractor hotkeyed. We're just going to be seeing Roach, Hydra, Mutiling, which is a very good 2v2 combo. Meanwhile, poor Barack Obama is just, he doesn't have any units, and he has a Twilight Council. Is he getting Dark Templar? Yes, he's getting Dark Templar. Wow. Alright, well, it looks like it's going to be Dark Templar Queen versus Roach, Hydra, Muta. I'm proud to be a StarCraft 2 player. Xamtac is vomiting creep down here in the expansion to prevent Barack Obama from taking it. And, oh, we see a Nidus Worm. Are we going to see Nidus Worm Queens? Nidus Worm Queen is cool. At the same time, a million billion Mutalisks just